Good morning. Now, I've thought long and hard about recording this. It is basically my story. I'm not doing this for clicks. I don't want anybody to think that. That is why I've kind of resisted recording it. But I think it might be useful to some people. And it all started basically about a week ago when I got a comment off a young person, or may not have been a young person, somebody who was struggling a bit. They'd had an accident at work, or they'd hurt themselves and it restricted work, and they were very worried about that, and everything was getting them down and life was getting them down, and they couldn't see any way through this. And I can understand that, and I commented, and because I've got fabulous subscribers, other people commented again as well with encouraging messages, which I think is absolutely wonderful. One of the good sides about social media. But what I wanted to do was just explain my life and how I came to be where I am. And like I say, this isn't for clicks, it isn't to get watch. I'm not bothered how many people watch my videos. I don't need approbation. I'm quite happy in my own skin. I don't make any money out of YouTube. Well, I probably make enough to buy Molly's dog food, and that's about it. I just do it because it's a hobby. I do it because I like doing it. I've been uploading for years now. It's just something to do. It's another hobby, and we all know how I feel about hobbies. But I always extol the virtues of slow living, of slow life, of looking at life positively. I'm a glass half full kind of bloke. I always have been. It's just in my DNA. It's in my makeup. But it hasn't always been easy. I haven't sailed through life. In fact, my life has been a catalogue of disasters, really, and bad decisions. I owned my first house when I was 20 years old, or I bought my first house when I was 20 years old. I'm 70. I've got nothing. Lost houses. Renting. But you can still look at the positive side. This is my story. If you've got a story, please tell it. You can always upload videos to YouTube, even if it's just one. Tell us your story, upload it, link it, I'll post it, get it out there. But this is my story, and I hope that it helps other people think positively about their journey through life. I came from a nice family, a good family. They loved me, they cherished me, nurtured me. I don't think I paid them back like they expected me to, but I was happy and I was loved and I was safe. My father was a great man. He had a decent job. He was a teacher and then he was a headmaster. And I spoke about him in a video I've just posted, and I don't think anybody realised I was talking about my dad. People were saying, oh, what about your friend? And things like that. And it was about my dad. I dropped a hint at the end, but nobody seemed to get it. Or one or two people may have got it, but not many. But he was a great man. He also recognised that I didn't want to follow the academic path that the rest of my family had gone down. I come from a family of teachers, so he basically let me choose my way through life and encouraged me. That means I ended up working in the forestry, I ended up working on rigs, I ended up working all over the world, I ended up having a landscaping business. And that's where we start this. I had my first house when I was 20. I got married, got divorced, lost that house, bought another one. Ended up getting married, losing that. I had nothing. Then I bought a boat. And by the way, both of the women who I married, I'm still friends with. Beautiful women. It just wasn't going to work. So I ended up, at 50 years old, buying a narrowboat to live on. I got a loan. I got the biggest loan, unsecured loan you can get. And I bought this narrowboat and a landscaping business. And I immediately had 2 massive heart attacks. I didn't know it was a heart attack. All I'd seen people having heart attacks was on the television, where you clutch your chest and fall over, and it's nothing like that. I thought I got indigestion. But like, you couldn't imagine. I spent 3 hours standing on the boat, hitting the kitchen cabinets before I realised there was more, it was a bit more serious, and I drove myself to hospital. When I got to hospital, they got my family in because they thought I was dying. Anyway, I pulled through. Eventually, I had a triple heart bypass, but I lost my business overnight. Boom, just like that. And that was the start of a nightmare. I'd lost my houses, I lived on a boat, I'd got nothing, but I wasn't bothered because it was the lifestyle that suited me. And living on the water, nature, ducks walking past the window on the pontoon, a sailing past with swans sailing past the window in the morning while I was making my breakfast. It was fantastic, but I lost my business. That was it. I'd got a loan for the boat. I was just coming out of winter where there's no work, so I had a massive overdraft, because that's what landscapers do. You get an overdraft over winter to carry you through. Paid off over summer. I'd done that for years. Everything was tickety-boo until it wasn't. I owed money. I lost the business. I was hunted down on the phone while I was trying to recover from a heart attack. And then after heart surgery, when I was trying to recover from that, people on the phone threatening all the time, we want your money, we want your money. I got involved with a debt agency. They were the most incredible vultures, phoning me up day and night, we want more, we want more. I spent years literally curled up in a ball on my bed trying to make it all go away. It was terrible. But eventually I got through it, and eventually through several different means I managed to pay off that debt. I managed to strike some kind of an agreement with the people I owed money to, and now I've been debt free for a couple of years completely. It was the most awful time. I had some young gun from the bank telling me to sell my boat and go and live in a tent so that he could get his money back. It was dreadful. But I kept thinking positively all the way through it. I couldn't do anything else because that's just the way I am. It's just in my DNA. I can worry and be frightened, really scared, curled up, wanting the world to go away, in tears on the bed, in pain, because I've just had my bloody chest cut open and found out that I'd got degenerative heart disease, chronic heart failure. They gave me 5 years, 15 years ago. I'm still here, and I think it's because of my positive outlook on life. And it went on, and I managed to get through this. Then I got cancer, and I knew I'd got cancer, and I put it off. I put off looking at it and going to the doctor for so long that when I finally went and they got diagnosed and they operated straight away, it ruined my body. It ripped my body apart. So now I have a very, very limited life and a very, very limited diet, and I just can't do things that I could do before. But I'm not bothered, because I'm looking at life in a positive way. Look where I am now. I'm out in the countryside with Molly. It's a dismal day. It's drear, as they say in Scotland. It's drizzling a little bit, just a little bit, but it's still beautiful. I can't help but love life. It's just how it is. I can't help but thrill in places like this. There's a stream to my right down a valley. There are fields to my left. Looking into the distance, into the mists, I can see the Lancashire Plain behind me, the Pennines in front of me. It's beautiful, and life is beautiful. And this is what I'm trying to say. I've had a bad life, just like everybody else. Everybody has trials and tribulations. And when you can't see any light at the end of the tunnel, we all understand that. Of course we do. And I'm getting posts off people, I'm getting comments, and there's only so much you can do. I'm not an expert, I can't tell people how to sort out the troubles. All I can do is give a few words of encouragement. But people out there, you think there's nothing, you think there's no way through. There is, but it starts with thinking positively. It starts with appreciating the little tiny things in life that give you pleasure. The simple things. Go through life slowly. Take each obstacle as it comes, individually, and get through that. Like I say, my life for the last, 15, 17 years, has been pretty dire. Heart attacks, finding out that I've not got that long to live, then getting cancer, finding out that my body's completely wrecked. But through all that, I am at peace and I'm happy. And I appreciate the world around me. And I couldn't be happier. So I've not just walked through life in this blissfulness. It's been horrible. Who'd have thought when I was 20 and I first owned my own house that I would now be 70, 50 years later, half a century later, and I'd have nothing. I'd have nothing. Not even got my health. But I'm happy and content. And I look around me and I love all this, and I love my little dog. And it couldn't be better. I don't want anything else. I don't want the big foreign holidays, I don't want the big car. I have got everything I need in the world around me. So be positive, think positive, reach out and talk to people. You must do that. You must talk to people. I'm an ex-Samaritan. I was a Samaritan for years, so I understand the value of talking to people. Samaritans. You don't have to be... Samaritans is nothing about suicide. It's nothing to do with that. If you phoned a Samaritan up and said you were thinking about harming yourself, they wouldn't tell you not to. They would help you examine your feelings and work your own way through it. Samaritans are fabulous. You don't have to be there. All you need is to be in a position where you need to talk to someone. If you need to talk to someone, get in touch with Samaritans. They'll talk to you. They're fabulous. So that's all I wanted to say basically today. And it's not for clicks and it's not for sympathy. I don't want anybody going, oh, who are you? Because no, I'm happy. I am completely at peace. If I go tomorrow, it'll be fine. As long as I go after Molly, that's all I'm bothered about, because I don't want to leave her on her own without me, because she wouldn't know where to turn. That's just my tale. Look at this. The countryside, I can hear, quietly, I can hear a stream over there. It's about 100 yards to my right now, and it's surrounded by trees. I can hear birds in the trees. Can you hear them? And the cloud is low, but it's green and it's quite still. Nothing's moving. My little dog is knocking about. So reach out, talk to each other, support each other. We're all in this shit all together, and we need each other to help us get through it. We shall see you on the flip. Peace and love.